네. 아, 그죠? 하늘이 또.
빛 주로 본데. 빛 땡은 주로 봐.
헤이. 하. 그죠?
네, 그러면 하나 빌려.
예, 어디 이쪽에 있군요. 어이. 이게 빨리로 너너 자버리 아홀리슬레 우드웨이 시드웨이
내가 그냥 버티지.
가대가 이게 수수 무기 매서 아니도 지금 사물 지금 저희 이히 그래서 이제 그거다 마 이래 어떻게 봐 찾고 주시는 아무 게 또 쓰도 This is SAYO from Press and Media Fraternity. He is partaking in the initiative of the World Environmental Day. Special reservation pila iye. Video na may photo daw. Tamam. 이거 뭐래? 아 맞아, 무디 끌어. 뭐 저대고 프로그램 하고 레게 프로그램 메디테이고 월드 엔바이런먼트 데이 하고 observe 되고 레게 프로그램 메디테이고 솔리데 어디 리로 5th June 리로 산데라 들라고 페세데 프리폰서베 4 June 가자로 하고 저기 이제 저 프로그램 나도 프로그램 리로 키세 바래 다서 되고 지도 그거 saplings 그거 나 사대고 어떻게 설레문에 개류게 프로그램 요 쓰다다는데 그거 지리고 program ko ki hola ka cha no finance secretary rokosvi no bu pise ni chodo we ko pete kaza ke tatule do tipe so toy ke ba ke kretopo ke zamun za chesawe ani pu no boti ke vivo ko ba vedo ke vivo khalabe he AYO gori chala sio ke kheni pu he go tha ke zedi ki ju pete zedi world environment non the jabe hogo to sete esikele be he kratama gori ba te to se de hego
가도 시원히 뽑기 노래 배수 가시게 됐어.
ugo world environmental day kino ugo ke ke se upu ke skim hiri tarija za pengu sus observe se ya deri buri dioba je ke seba ke tala ugo prepon se be seri thia ha observe se mu ke ti so ja ha unu ha angami me erna kribudi die ke ba pe teri AYO initiative ha the mudi sasetsudi utu ba zunu shuri sili ge de mu ukyu mu ba joba morge jo chege me saba morge jo so go ha to chesu se initiative tse haginu u AYO po concept wa ke du bo shi ka zunu du herbicide ke pe kesuna mu u go li ro ju wa har hau zo ge zo we sinyo li si di 가와게서 수모디 리즈디 뭐뭐 자시르게 뭐 체, 뭐 호스 모르쇼, 메자스 모르게쇼, 말하는 뜻에 얼나 부부부 그리고 디 리도 이디 우고 게푸스 데리 얼나 또 보기누 레길레수 서질 리도리 릴리게비 수리 가자스 무 걔도 원래 그리고 이제 뭐다가 이게서 potsauliro 리즈디 메잘라 베스디 부부 시보게 비보 쓰디 우고 얼쏘 우고 기니 저번에 그들라 피치스데 우고 컨셉툴리로 기주 포틸라 미미보게서 너무 우고 그때 리소스 시바데 우키무부 메사바 모르게쇼 기소자 role environmental day how teachimiti beba야 게자 how 게테자츠 게츠 뭐 데리 테누테 토츠디 김히로 우키무부 베조 메사 무 포틸라 포투게 주부 구 크레발게도 시게저라 레페 크리디 우고 티에 게부하웨 게후보리 누베비시 모르데 이게 저 수기누 본요 치리 우고 파츠타 우고 이니시티브 하우하누 누 무게리에 파토치 하우기누 만게 잡고 무게서 앙가미 미리 우고리게 누해 타조하 몽고게 누시 타조하 무 티시딜라리 뇨세뉴 예라누 누리 제너레이션 4게 쓰고라 누리 할레리 테메고 운는느리 얼나고 빼때 이니시티브 하우하 레페 자리 피게서 우 아이와오 메리부 게 세고 자누누 니고 빼제웨 이게 저 수세리 니고 빼초서야 무수족에 뭐 4게 자디도 시리 헤메게 후보 시리 그렇다면 쓰디 4니 타누 니키 찬올리비 얼나놀리비 모리 파리 케크rie 타하누 시리비 데리 테누느게저 우고 이니시티브 하김 히게즈부 우고 멜루누 우고 크누 발레리 티시젤라 레리 우고 포슬리세케 티에 우고 디에 보 케크리게저 누세 바바 무 디에 보게 볼리로 우니 세게저 볼리로 우키에 무부 메사바 모로 셔게 메살레케 이바 우키에 무 메사바로 비에베 후와 헤케 이게저 이보 하긴 이게저 그거 그시에 메사바게 레우기누 캐셔호 물이야 시호 캐셔호에 우키니조 이게저 이보 하긴 이게저 그거 세리 우고 이니시티브 하와 비제 무티에 우 AYO 메리부게 세고조 시리 해고리 해고 타운우 우투 시보 우체리자 무 메사베시리 부부 recreate visa 시리 우고 office qui a aujourd'hui va que j'ai vu nous péjor crivedi c'est temie forgeze quel hume go aujourd'hui vous nous ne so qui parle que là au gros initiative how pieta zumiri e gori hego ko kevi thoseri si boss yo aligeze no ligeze so yo ha meza mezo pieseri ubu recreate ugo va que j'ai vu so the way igeze gino ego pete vori aginu pato chesu sedea da je mu potige sechizo do mu nego ke hu por pejo igeze su sedi petrola se ya tietelano
비오 environment secretary 자 가만히 보고 제고 소리만 그 생각하고 나 보수는 거 vice president 너 그부터 리시즈부 그 대직에 저 수세를 넣어줘 그래서 그 집이 होला 그 대직에 그 비즈니스 거야 시험 모게션 거 저는 쓰다다 그 전 secretary 베테비도 수시엠 거 president AYO president Kekhrie Pfukha 수시엠 그 시 porque va press media go igo te hanu abu ke te nu ke te nu a pessoa se lá de chapo que ele te que te diz isso igo te mato hauchi ha onu na kriburi die angami mer na kriburi die ke ba go te te u ayo program ha mezidi nu igo mato te se que crise pa tendo organização de sinyo so de pelhuze sala ungo rna pe te go so sheri pe je ke so sedi o ungo pe so ya so she so mon so sheri ungo press media go po ti pe te no ungo committee vedino ungo program ke cricket se pe te no ungo pato che pe te no ungo pro himungo ya di ungo ze kenur hidi pa pe te so be ga zala ungo pe je ke pe cricket so sedi ungo ke pe je so sedi pe si se ya so mon so sheri ungo office base ko do no sheri organize ke se ke za hanu ha micro ungo he zedi no pato ha la no ungo sepe tie di so za wa environment de ha bu ba khile ke to la nungo he zedi ba pe te no sheri ungo ting go za ka se di no ha meza ke sala ungo pe je ke zo so sedi o pe zo ya we mo ke po ti ke se so go ni pe te pe je
quickly to our goal. We have had our discussion with your president, the president of Kohima Press Club, and he's here to have a simple interaction program, over the program that the Angami Youth Organization is initiating, for which we are here today. And we want, as I said earlier, I want to thank you, each and every one of you from the press and media fraternity, for availing your time and taking the effort, the extra effort to come forward to interact with us over this program. The Angami Youth Organization always has been, very strong, or I should say, very vociferous and very vociferous in the sense that in conservation of our natural biodiversity and environment. Even in the past years, in the past 10 years as well, so many 10 years have come and gone, so many waters has already flowed under the bridge. Conservation of our biodiversity and also our ecological balance has been one of the most zenith importance for the organization. Shooting of animals, wild animals, and also logging, deforestation are totally discouraged by the organization in many ways. We sort of like interact with, more or less, we walk in a way where we connect with our rangers, our villagers, and then try to translate our initiative in such measures, not by imposing, but through the process of sensitization, through the process of making people being aware of their responsibility to conserve our our very, very fragile ecological balance. The Angami Youth Organization this time around, in order to celebrate, we call it celebrate because we want to celebrate the World Environment Day on 5th June, which happens to fall on Sunday, as you all know. So we thought we will postpone it on to the 4th of June, which is tomorrow. So we will be initiating some activities in around here in our office, but at the same time, this idea has been with us for about almost a month or 2 months already. And we have given out, information. At the same time, we have interacted with our villagers, our ranchers, so as to ensure that every Angami village plants 100 trees to celebrate, in order to celebrate World Environment Day on 4th of June, which we have already deliberately postponed. And now, when you look at the Angami villages, there's so many other satellite villages, which we haven't really counted. That when you look at the official record, the big villages, mother villages, there are around 104 according to Angami Public Organization registration. So if 100 village can plant 100 trees each, then I think we are looking at 10,000, thousands of trees to be planted tomorrow, because every village has been given responsibility to plant to plant 100 trees each, precisely 100 trees each. This is so because if you plant too much, there are cases where people will not be able to, give their effort. Very legicidal, very, hoijaga, attitude para. And then it becomes very, very, usual cliche kind of thing. But you have to plant it, and you have to take that plant as your responsibility to ensure that its growth is also your responsibility. Not just planting, but its growth is your responsibility as well. So one of the other things that the Angami Youth Organization is also focused on is on when we talk about the ecological balance and our environment. We are also focused on cleanliness of our environment. If with a motto, or let's say a saying, let us clean it together. Let us clean it if it is littered, and if it is clean, let us not litter it. So these are some of the catch lines that, and of course, not just a bombastic kind of a saying that we are trying to portray and then go for a publicity stunt or anything like that. But these are practical realities that all of us in our society we can imbibe. Taking the responsibility tomorrow, even all of you, if you see a sweet wrapper on the street, just pick it up. And if it is clean and you're just about to just casually throw it away, don't throw it. Use decently try to utilize the waste bins, or appropriately, decently manage your own waste decently. So these are some areas that we don't want to impose, but taking the responsibility, all of us, let us try to be the change of what we want to see in our lives and in our society. We cannot dictate, we cannot impose. We have to transcend beyond that. We have to take responsibility. These are some areas that we are concerned about. So that's all I have. Thank you very much. And if there is any questions and anything to be supplemented by the President and the General Secretary, I have not introduced them yet. The President of the Angami Youth Organization, Kekhrie Pfukha, and the General Secretary, Pete Video of the Angami Youth Organization. And well, I'm Zake Kate, and presently I'm serving as the Joint Secretary at the same time in this initiative of 2022 Plan for Life, AYO, Angami Youth Organization, AYO, as the team leader in the initiative. Thank you.
Well, our convener has already shared the crux of the mission plan, the initiative that we're going to take up tomorrow. As we all know, the reality of the changing environment is felt, collectively felt by each one of us in our small world, similarly to the other parts of the world. The real definition to mark World Environmental Day has become even more important than ever, to contribute towards real stability and sustainable effort, or at least environmental issues, to strive to ensure our required responsibility to match the environmental issues and challenges in our blocks, villages, and regions through community initiative by responsibly living life for life itself. Today, we are demanded by the nature to create a narrative that would not be merely adaptable for our comfort alone. It takes a whole new level of approach to adopt this, its changes, and also revisit the restoration of the natural habitat of our fragile environment. This is our committed venture to both individually and collectively saving our nature through restoration efforts as a way of living, so that we may live for our life. We felt that planting a sapling alone is no accomplishment, but tending and nurturing them into trees as an act of creating green wealth. That is the motive. And the motive is to develop this as a habit, which was the crux of the mission plan, to preserve memories and nurture nature. Today we are blinded by and we are distracted by political gimmicks and imbroglio and other additional impediments, and we have lost our focus on what needs to be done. That's all.
Trees that we are looking at, we have already entrusted our villages particularly to plant those trees which are suitable to their own villages, to their own vegetation. Because most of the time, in the past years, I think it has got to do with government policy as well. I will not say failure or play a blame game here, but it's a blatant failure of government's policy that some trees that are found in Assam, in Guwahati, you cannot expect to be planted in our mountains and valleys, which is that is not applicable. So what we are looking at is right now, we want our villagers, especially our foot soldiers on the ground, to plant trees which are suitable to their own village, to their own vegetation. So some are planting older trees, some are planting rhododendron, some are planting cherries. So basing on what is suitable for their own villages.
Yes.
So they're going to arrange themselves, the villages.
Yes,
Yes,
yes.
yes.
Well,